Good evening. This is Akashwani and I am Nishit Kumar with the news at 9. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Egyptian President Abdel, Fattah el-Sisi hold bilateral talks in Cairo, sign agreement to elevate bilateral relationship to a strategic partnership. Prime Minister conferred with Egypt's highest state honor, Order of the Nile. Southwest monsoon advances into most parts of peninsular and central India, including Delhi and Mumbai. In Special Olympics World Games in Berlin, India's overall medals tally rises to 191 so far, and Bangladesh beat Maldives 3-1 in SAFF Championship in Bengaluru. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi held bilateral talks with Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi in Cairo today. The two leaders discussed ways to further deepen the partnership between the two countries, including in trade and investment, defense and security, renewable energy, cultural and people-to-people ties. They reviewed the full range of India-Egypt relations and agreed to further augment economic and cultural linkages. President Sisi conferred Prime Minister with Order of the Nile, which is Egypt's highest state honor. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said that he accepts the Order of the Nile with great humility. He thanked the government and people of Egypt for the honor. He added that it indicates the warmth and affection they have towards India and the people of the nation. This is the 13th such highest state honor that various countries across the world have conferred upon Mr. Modi. The Prime Minister thanked his Egyptian counterpart, Mustafa Madbouly, for accompanying him to the pyramids. They had a rich discussion on the cultural histories of both nations and how to deepen these linkages in the times to come. Briefing media in Cairo, Foreign Secretary Vinay Mohan Quatra said the two leaders signed an agreement to elevate the bilateral relationship to a strategic partnership. 3 MOUs in the fields of agriculture, archaeology and antiquities and competition law were also signed.
The most important and a landmark development in the history of our relationship was the signature on the strategic partnership between India and Egypt. The two leaders also witnessed the exchange of 3 other MOUs on agriculture and allied sectors, on protection and preservation of monuments and archaeological sites, and competition laws.
The Foreign Secretary said Prime Minister extended an invitation to President Sisi for the upcoming G20 summit to be held in September in Delhi. Earlier, the Prime Minister visited the Heliopolis Commonwealth War Grave Cemetery and paid homage to over 4,300 valiant Indian soldiers who sacrificed their lives in Egypt and Aden during the First World War. Mr. Modi also visited Al-Hakim Mosque, where he was received by Minister of Tourism and Antiquities of Egypt, Dr. Mustafa Waziri. The Prime Minister also met the leaders of Bohra community who are actively involved in the upkeep of this Fatimid-era Shia mosque and highlighted the strong people-to-people ties between India and Egypt. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said the mosque is a profound testament to Egypt's rich heritage and culture. Mr. Modi has since emplaned for Delhi after successfully concluding his 2-nation tour of US and Egypt. Union Finance Minister and senior BJP leader Nirmala Sitharaman today said that Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to the US has been historic and it redefined the strategic partnership in various areas of mutual interest. Addressing a press conference at the BJP headquarters in New Delhi, Ms. Sitharaman said that during Prime Minister's visit, many important agreements have been signed in the areas of defense production, technology and employment. She said the agreement between Hindustan Aeronautics Limited HAL and General Electric GE for joint production of F414 aircraft engines is one of the major achievements of Mr. Modi's visit. Talking about the Prime Minister's address to a joint session of the US Congress, she said very few people have got the opportunity to address it, and Mr. Modi was invited by both political parties of America.
जॉइंट सेशन में बात करने का मौका हर बार किसी को मिलता नहीं है। अब तक बहुत कम लोगों को ही ये अपॉर्चुनिटी मिला है और जॉइंट सेशन एड्रेस करने के लिए बाई पार्टीसान इन्विटेशन आया है। मतलब दोनों रिपब्लिकन्स भी डेमोक्रेट्स भी प्रधानमंत्री जी को इनवाइट किए एड्रेस करने के लिए।
Chief Minister of Manipur N. Biren Singh met Home Minister Amit Shah in New Delhi today and briefed him about the evolving situation in the state. In a tweet, the Chief Minister said, under Home Minister's close supervision, the state and central government have been able to control violence to a great extent in the past week. He said Mr. Shah has assured that the centre will take all possible steps to bring normalcy in Manipur. The Home Minister advised state government to strengthen work towards achieving everlasting peace. He sought cooperation of stakeholders in Manipur to ensure that peace prevails in the state. Our Imphal correspondent reports, state police and paramilitary forces have been conducting patrol, flag marches and cordon and search operations in vulnerable areas. During the last 24 hours, the force conducted search operations in the districts of Tamenglong, Imphal East, Bishnupur, Kangpokpi, Churachandpur and Kakching. According to a report by the police, 12 bunkers allegedly used by militants were destroyed. The State Home Department further extended suspension of mobile data services, internet including broadband in the state till the 30th of this month. Shiromani Gurudwara Prabandhak Committee SGPC has strongly condemned attacks on minority Sikhs in Pakistan. SGPC President Harjinder Singh Dhami in a statement said the shooting and killing of Sikh shopkeeper Manmohan Singh in Peshawar city is an extremely unfortunate incident. He said the Pakistan government should be serious about the security of minority Sikhs. Harjinder Singh Dhami further said that this is the second incident of attack on Sikhs in Pakistan in as many days. He said it is sad that many such incidents have happened earlier also. The third G20 meeting of Infrastructure Working Group will begin at Narendra Nagar in Uttarakhand from tomorrow. The three-day meeting will deliberate on challenges of infrastructure and new technology and also discuss on a roadmap for sustainable cities. During their stay, the foreign delegates will be given exposure to the rich culture of the hill state. They will also attend Ganga Aarti at Rishikesh. This is Akashwani giving you the news. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. Welcome back. Southwest monsoon advanced into most parts of peninsular and central India and some parts of west and northwest India, including Delhi today. Briefing media, DG IMD Dr. Mrityunjay Mohapatra said its progress will continue in some more parts of Gujarat, Rajasthan, Haryana and Punjab in the next 2 days.
साउथ ईस्ट मानसून का प्रोग्रेस जारी रहेगा और अगले 2 दिन में गुजरात और राजस्थान के कुछ और हिस्सा, पंजाब और हरियाणा का और कुछ हिस्सा में मानसून आगे बढ़ेगा। पास्ट 24 आवर्स में 8:30 बजे तक आज 18 सेंटीमीटर हाईएस्ट रेनफॉल रिकॉर्ड किया गया है मुंबई में और इसका आसपास एंटायर सुबर्बन एरिया में हेवी टू वेरी हेवी रेनफॉल भी रिकॉर्ड हुआ है कुछ इलाका में।
For the first time since June 1961, monsoon covered both Delhi and Mumbai around the same time. The IMD said monsoon hit Delhi 2 days ahead of schedule and reached Mumbai 2 weeks late. Meanwhile, in Himachal Pradesh, incessant rains in the last 24 hours have caused extensive damage in several parts of Mandi district. At the same time, roads have been shut in many areas. Several vehicles were washed away by a flash flood in a rivulet at Janjeli in the district. In Uttarakhand, the State Meteorological Department has issued an orange alert warning of heavy rain in the districts of Nainital, Champawat, Pithoragarh, Bageshwar, Dehradun, Tehri and Pauri tomorrow. Rain continued in many parts of the state including Dehradun, Uttarkashi and Rudraprayag today. Due to heavy rainfall in Rudraprayag, Kedarnath Yatra has been suspended till further orders for the safety of devotees. In Assam, the flood situation improved further today due to good weather conditions. The water level started receding slightly in most of the areas. However, over 4 lakh people are still reeling under the fury of floods in 15 districts that are mostly located in Lower Assam. Union Home Minister Amit Shah has spoken to Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma and assured him of all possible central help to deal with the flood situation. We have more from our correspondent.
Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma today said that Union Home Minister Amit Shah called him to inquire about the flood situation in the state and assured him of full support from the centre for any emergency. Mr. Sharma told the Union Home Minister that the flood situation in the state is under control now. Earlier in the day, the Union Home Minister said that the Modi government stands with the people of Assam in these difficult times. The flood situation in the state improved further, but nearly 4 lakh people in 9 districts are still affected due to the flood, even though water levels started to recede. Aminul Hazardar, Akashvani News, Guwahati.
2 persons died and 2 others were injured after a portion of a building's balcony collapsed in Ville Parle area of Mumbai today. The incident took place on St. Braz Road near Nanavati Hospital. Further details are awaited. A severe drought is gripping the southern part of South America due to months of little rain and high temperatures. Uruguay has been hit by its worst drought in 74 years. The country declared a state of emergency in the capital Montevideo and surrounding areas due to a water shortage earlier this week. 2 reservoirs supplying water to the areas have almost dried up. Almost 2 million people live in the capital. Drought is also taking a heavy toll on neighboring Argentina. Crop yields of wheat and soybeans that support the country's economy have plunged. The commodity shortages are accelerating the monetary unit peso's depreciation. Inflation rose in May in the country to an annual rate of 114%. Israeli lawmakers today began debating a bill that would limit the Supreme Court's powers, rebooting a fiercely opposed judicial overhaul instigated by Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu-led coalition government. Anti-government demonstrations had prompted Prime Minister Netanyahu to suspend his judicial drive in March to allow compromise talks with the opposition parties. He declared those talks fruitless last week and ordered some of the legislation to be revived. The proposed changes included curbs on the country's ability to rule against the government. The coalition government says its goal is to balance the powers of the government, legislature and judiciary by reining in a Supreme Court they see as too interventionist. The opposition, however, says the new bill would still open the door to corruption. In Greece, people went to polls today for the second time in little over a month to elect a new parliament. Former Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis' Conservatives are seeking a second term in office. Mitsotakis' New Democracy Party won in the first election on the 21st of May, getting 146 seats, followed by the left-wing Syriza party of the former Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras that ruled Greece from 2015 to 2019, but they fell just short of the outright majority of more than 150 seats needed to rule without forming a coalition. This prompted the second vote under different rules that make it easier for the winning party to secure a majority in the 300-seat parliament. Results are expected by about 10:30 p.m. tonight. Curtains have come down on the Special Olympics World Games 2023 with a grand closing ceremony in Berlin, Germany. India's overall medals tally has reached 191 so far. Roller skating has proved to be a major contributor to India's tally, grabbing a maximum of 27 medals for the country. The final medals tally will come out later tonight. Talking exclusively to Akashvani News this evening, Chairperson of Special Olympics, Dr. Mallika Nadda said the second largest Indian contingent competed in 16 sports in the 9-day sporting bonanza.
Second largest delegation Special Olympics भारत का था और भारत ने बहुत ही बेहतरीन प्रदर्शन इस वर्ल्ड गेम्स में किया है, जहां 198 स्पेशल एथलीट्स ने भाग लिया. अभी तक लगभग हम 191 मेडल्स प्राप्त कर चुके हैं. सबसे अधिक मेडल्स रोलर स्केटिंग में 27 मेडल्स हमारे खिलाड़ियों ने अर्जित किया है.
The Special Olympics World Games is an event held to promote the recognition and inclusion of people with intellectual disabilities. In the Group B stage match of the SAFF Championship at Sri Kantirava Stadium in Bengaluru, Lebanon is now playing against Bhutan. Lebanon was leading 4-1 at half-time. Earlier today, Bangladesh beat Maldives 3-1 in another Group B stage match. With this win, Bangladesh have opened their account in SAFF Championship with 3 points. In Group A, India and Kuwait have already qualified for the semi-finals. Union Minister of State for Port, Shipping and Waterways and Tourism, Shripad Naik, inaugurated the Seafarers Club at Jawaharlal Nehru Port Authority, JNPA, on the occasion of International Seafarers Day today. Pointing out the significant role seafarers play in strengthening the country's economy, Shripad Naik said that the government is committed to resolving the challenges faced by the seafarers. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi hold bilateral talks in Cairo. Sign agreement to elevate bilateral relationship to strategic partnership. Prime Minister conferred with Egypt's highest state honor, Order of the Nile. Southwest monsoon advances into most parts of peninsular and central India, including Delhi and Mumbai. In Special Olympics World Games in Berlin, India's overall medals tally rises to 191 so far, And Bangladesh beat Maldives 3-1 in SAFF Championship in Bengaluru. For details of this stories and more, log on to our website newsonair.gov.in and News on AIR app. And that's all in the news at 9. Good night.